welcome back to They Did What? Your source of the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'll be covering part 6 of the very popular story, which was titled, While Wife Thought Her Affair Was Going Unnoticed, Husband Was Playing Long Game Preparing for War. And guys, at this point, I'm not doing a recap. You all know what's going on if you're watching this point, but I must say, this is one of my favorite stories of a long series I've covered in a long time. I really like this dude. He has a great sense of humor. He's going through hell, but man, he is certainly funny about it and is keeping us all entertained. But in the last story, he was hanging out with his bros, got away for a while. They're trying to cheer him up and all that. But this update here, now he's got more going on here with his soon-to-be ex-mother-in-law, the woman, the wife of the dude that was banging his wife, things with her, his lawyers, all that. So definitely worth your time to hear what's going on with our guy here. And before I get into this, again, I've been saying for a month now, if you're on X, formerly Twitter, come check me out. The handle is SSM Channels. Definitely having a good time over there with all you guys. This is an opportunity for you guys to chit-chat with me more often. No censorship, all that. So definitely come on over, even if you hate Elon. Okay, fine. But still, think about coming over. Okay. So his update starts off. He says, a lot has happened, and I'll go through all of it in order. I don't have the credit card records as of yet, but my lawyer says that she successfully got a gag order or something like that, so that Emily and John won't be notified of the subpoena until we get the records in our eager little hands. I expect a huge shitstorm from Emily when she gets the news, trying to turn the narrative in any angle so she doesn't come off as any kind of crazy hooker. Guaranteed, Emily is going to try to spin the narrative here. I met with John's wife. I will call her Lisa. She was devastated by all this, but not surprised. She told me John cheated on her when she was pregnant with their third child. We got to talking about the sequence of events, especially towards the end, where John got more and more invested in my wife. I believe this dude that was banging his wife here is a serial cheater. And he was really falling for this dude's wife. He became like a clingy stalker towards her. Pretty pathetic. Lisa and I talked about New Year's Eve, and she said that she had taken their 3 kids to Orlando for the holidays, and John had come, but then left early and wasn't there for New Year's Eve. What a scumbag. Lisa said that John had FaceTimed her during the countdown, and she's 100% certain that he was at their house. She was so pissed off to the point of tears. I'm sure some of you can see where this is going, or think you see where this is going. Both these people have been burned by their soon-to-be exes. What could happen? She had someone check the Ring camera footage, and sure enough, there was John and Emily both arriving in John's car, and him pulling into their house. She didn't look very excited to be there, but she wasn't struggling either. Emily had driven her car on New Year's Eve, so I don't know what happened. So that moron didn't think about his Ring footage, and there was proof that he was there with that chick at their house. I told Lisa at least Emily didn't get pregnant from the guy, and Lisa assured me that it wasn't possible, or at least not probable. After she caught him cheating after their third kid, she demanded he get a vasectomy as part of the conditions of staying together, and she drove him to the appointment herself because she didn't trust him. Cowboys shooting rubber bullets now. I can only imagine if he wasn't shooting blanks. Lisa has put my lawyer on retainer, so we're going to be divorce buddies. I guess. We're forming a little club where we have sleepovers, eat s'mores, and braid each other's hair, and spill the tea on each other. It's going to be great. Well, you might be actually having sleepovers more than you realize, dude, but I would not go down that path until you're divorced. Lisa shared a bunch of stuff with me, which is basically more communication between John and Emily, where John begs her to see him and compliments her and tells her he bought a new outfit for her and wants her to see her in it. The timeline of messages had her being friendly at first, but getting more and more cold over time. Poor John. Yeah, you recall, guys, from the story early on that this guy was really simping for her. I mean, he was just constantly bombarding her texts, and she was getting more turned off by his clingy behavior, buying her shit, you know. That's the funny part here. I asked Lisa if she was aware of John's lingerie fetish, and she said she could probably have a resale store with just her stuff alone. Just to head off any comments, Lisa and I are kind of supporting each other, though through this, as we alone know what the other is going through. She asked me all kinds of questions about Emily. I tell her I don't want to know a thing about John. Sex is pretty much the furthest thing from my mind, and honestly, I don't think I could get it up for anyone who's been with John. I low-key hate the guy. Also, my lawyer told me to be really careful of being around Lisa because we're both going for an at-fault divorce, and us being physically close in proximity could look like we're having an affair, which would count against us in our divorces. Always do what your lawyer tells you to do. Yes, always listen to your lawyer. I mean, if your lawyer has a fucking brain. Gentlemen, there are a lot of lawyers out there that are morons. Trust me on this. I had a girlfriend for a long time who was a lawyer. I met a lot of her coworkers and people she did business with. I have other friends that are lawyers. You know how it works. And a lot of them are fucking morons. They can take tests. They can take the LSATs they get in a law school. They can get their way through. And they may be book smart, but common sense smart. They're dumb as a bag of hammers. So, but in this situation, his lawyer knows. Yeah, dude. Don't go messing around with this Lisa chick. When you're divorced and if she's good looking and she wants to get some revenge and she wants to do all sorts of things with you, hey, knock yourself out. It will be fun. But not now. No. It's all business. Get through this divorce. He goes on. He says, I moved out of the residence hotel and into the Airbnb remodel. My role there will just be painting, some sheetrock work, laying down vinyl plank flooring, and just letting the service people in and out of the place at all hours of the day. It's a welcome distraction to everything that's been going on. It's kind of funny, this place. It has thoroughly modern kitchen. The fridge has a touchscreen tablet embedded in it. The kitchen could hack into the Pentagon and turn them all vegan. The rest of the house is a shit pit. The AC works and it's got a new roof and internet, so though I'm happy. I unblocked my mother-in-law and we chat a bit over text. Uh-oh. Now, he made it clear that he and his mother-in-law were close. They had a very good relationship. And he told her in previous stories, hey, look, I don't want to talk right now, but if we do, we can't talk about Emily. Okay, let's see how this goes. We just talked about surface level stuff. She asked me to meet her and promised that Emily would not be there. I wanted to see her, so I agreed to meet her in a remote spot. I told her that if Emily was there, I'd immediately leave and cut her off forever. Good, dude. But mean it. Say what you mean what you say. Well, she agreed and we met. I drove out to a public park a good distance from where I was staying at the Airbnb. She came. Emily was not there. She teared up when she saw me and said I looked so thin. She took me to her car and unloaded a ton of groceries for me. She bought me eggs, chicken, some steaks, homemade soup, homemade cookies, etc., and my favorite spinach casserole that she made, and a ton of fruits and vegetables. Holy crap. Who is this, June Cleaver? Man, this is one cool soon-to-be former mother-in-law. Or mother-in-law is trying to, extra nice to, maybe change this guy's mind. Take your guess on that, guys. She told me to start eating well or she was going to move in with me and nag me until I did it. I almost took her up on that. Being alone sucks. It's all right, man. You're not going to be alone forever, but this is a test of your strength. Don't be one of those guys that whines and complains that they can't be alone. You got to learn to be alone, guys. Otherwise, you're going to keep people in your lives that are assholes or invite people in. I think at the end of this whole thing, when this is over with, he can get himself a good dog. Or if he's a cat person, a good cat or a couple cats. Whatever. Or a fucking goldfish. We chatted some, and towards the end, she started doing that thing where you want to talk, but you know you can't. Lots of starts and stops as she was trying to find a loophole in my conditions. Of course she's trying to find a loophole. This is what women do. I felt sorry for her, so I told her we could talk about one thing. I know. I should have caved, but that's the reason. That's the reason I goes to Emily. I cave around people who are emotional like that. I just want them to feel okay and to be the person responsible for them feeling okay. The loophole she invoked was that she didn't want to talk about Emily. She wanted to talk about reconciliation. That is about Emily. God's sakes. Of course she wants to talk about reconciliation. She doesn't want to lose you. I bet she likes this dude more than she likes her own fucking daughter. I told her what I wrote in these posts and comments. My marriage to Emily is over. Even if we were to get back together, which we will not, it will be over because we're different people now. I told my mother-in-law that Emily wants to reconcile with the person I was before I found out the truth about her. I treated her great, I was a good husband, I was loyal and loving. That person doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, part of him died through this whole process. I believe this dude's a good person, but this guy's all the wiser, and he's smart enough to realize I'm never going to trust Emily ever again. The person I am now would treat her daughter badly. I would probably lash out verbally, abusing her all the time. I'd be miserable thinking about what she was doing every time she walks out the front door, and I'd make her daughter miserable too. Well, he's right. Emily would no longer love me because I'd be this sad, miserable shadow of who I once was. I wouldn't be the guy she fell in love with. I'm different now. Yeah. Emily might say that she loves me, but anyone can say anything. All I have to go by are her actions, and her actions tell me that she's only sorry because she got caught. Ding, ding, ding. That's exactly it. She's sorry she got caught, and she's sorry now she's going through this divorce. She's not taking accountability for her willingly destroying our marriage. Well, do they ever? There's no possible magical phrase she can say that will make everything okay with what she's done. I can't forget about it. I told my mother-in-law I have evidence that she's not privy to that will back up my claims that Emily knew what she was doing, and she's not a victim in this at all. My mother-in-law was very interested in seeing it, and I told her she will. My lawyer says it's okay. I mentioned what I said before about Emily being with John and then coming home and kissing me without brushing her disgusting mouth first. I think that hit home. My mother-in-law looked mortified. So, as you recall, yeah, that's really what happened. She was coming home and acting like everything was okay because she was having these late nights. She had to stay for work and stuff like that, and coming home and kissing him, but she was really with that dude, and there was no, you get the point. He needs to share these details so the mother-in-law understands there's no getting back. And the mother-in-law needs to know that the daughter is not exactly an angel. My mother-in-law talked about therapy for both of us individually and together and said she'd pay for it. Man, she ain't backing down. I think this is when you say, look, mother-in-law, thank you for the fucking soup and the homemade cookies, but you're crossing the line here. This ain't gonna happen. And stop her and walking. She said that she'd been reading online about reconciliation and that it's possible. I told her I'd read about it too, and the stories that stand out to me are the ones where the person who cheated was remorseful and did the work, but after a number of years pass, cheats again, and is not remorseful, and leaves the cheated on person who took them back for the affair partner, only now there are kids involved. Right, that's what happens. How many stories have I covered, guys, where the husband forgives the wife and stays in it for the kids, or believes her fucking crying tears, and in time, the same thing happens again. The most successful reconciliations I've heard of are with two people who don't fully trust each other and never will. I would either be this suicidal sucker or a loving husband who has cruel emotional outbursts and PTSD moments. I asked her if she would want to live like this, and she agreed she would not. I told her that Emily is not telling her the whole story, and that I have evidence that this was a willing, ongoing affair, and not escort assault or coercion or grooming. Yeah, mother-in-law, you gotta understand, your daughter is not a fucking angel. Your husband's princess. Not nowhere, shape, or form here. She knew what she was doing and didn't care. I told her to get Emily into therapy so she can maybe try to fix whatever inside her caused her to do this terrible thing. Good luck with that, amigo. That if she were able to fix it about herself and be loyal, that she'd make a great partner. Emily's only 28 years old, she's beautiful, and she has no kids and a successful business. I told her there were probably hordes of guys wanting to marry and have kids with her, and that mother-in-law could still count on having grandkids, but just not from me. Good, man. You weren't nasty about it, but you're laying out the facts. And he's right. Emily's 28, she's still in her prime. She's getting close to 30, but she's still in her prime, and she looks darn good. Believe me, a pretty woman can definitely get a guy. Plenty of guys. Won't be a problem. She said she wished I would think about it, and I told her I've already gone over every possible future Emily and I have in my spare time, and I just cannot do it. Emily betrayed me, and I told Emily's mom that she needed to either get a lawyer for Emily or to get Emily to sign whatever offer my lawyer puts in front of her. Well, that's a good idea. No, she doesn't need a lawyer. Just have her sign whatever my lawyer gives her. I was kind of hoping for a default judgment, but I think I'll have no such luck. Emily's family will probably get her a lawyer, and then the shit Hurricane Emily will blow through my life for a bit until we're finally done with this. Divorce is a flaming hellscape we all crawl through alone. I have no kids with her, thank God, so I'll be able to make a clean break of this when it's all done. Yes, when Emily realizes that there's no going back, all the waterworks and promises are for nothing, that's when you're going to get the fucking Hurricane Emily. Guaranteed. And I got to really wonder if mother-in-law here is going to be so nice when she realizes she's not going to get her way. Call me a fucking cynic, but I've seen too much. I'll never be able to forget this fucking shit, though. It's always going to be a part of me, and that sucks. It fucking sucks that a person can mark another person so heavily that they're always scarred by it. Yeah, man, but you know what? Success is the best revenge. You divorce her ass, you move on, and you have a great life. That's revenge. She'll be always looking out for you, guaranteed. Maybe it's a healthy thing that I'm more distrustful and standoffish and skeptical of people right now, but I can't help but think that my being changed like this would have really upset my mom. It's probably a good thing she didn't see the latest version of me. And that is the end of his update. And we ain't done. I know this is going to go on to 22 fucking episodes, guaranteed, because then we're going to get into the divorce and the drama and the BS and the after, because this is going on to episode 22. This is a series, truly, I'm happy to do fucking 22 episodes because it's that interesting, and I wholeheartedly believe this is real. There have been stories I've covered, let's be honest, guys, we're kind of like, is this real? I believe this one's real, and this dude's cool, and this can help him get through it. Great, because a lot of guys tell me who write in for my main channel, Strong Successful Male, and if you haven't signed up for that, please do. You should. They say writing this shit out is therapeutic to them. It really helps them get through it. So, hey, so be it. And this guy's helping other guys out hearing his story here. So anyhow, guys, there you go. Episode 6. There'll be part 22. I'm telling you right now. It may take another 6 months. We'll get there. So anyhow, guys, you see his update before I do. Let me know about it. I'll definitely cover it. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And, guys, you find a good story, again, send it my way. I can definitely use good stories. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.